Yo, YouTube, what's up? DYLDM back with another one. So, what's the topic this week? The topic this week is embroidery from Printiful and WCW fulfillment and their print on demand service and what that looks like. So, let's get right into it. So, the embroidery I got from Printiful this week is this t shirt. So, as you can see, I got me my little logo embroidered right here on the left. And yeah, the embroidery, it's not that bad. It's not great, but it's not that bad. So, but would I use them is more, I guess, the answer we're looking for here. Would I use them for embroidery? Honestly, probably not. For print, I probably would, but embroidery, I'm not feeling it. Mainly because it's not as great as I would like it to be. So, let me get up close to the camera so I can show you what my gripe is. Now, here you go. Here's a nice close look up of it. Now, as you can see, it's not that great. Do you know what I mean? It looks a bit higgledy-piggledy. It doesn't look all that clear, up close and personal. Yeah, it's just not the greatest quality of embroidery, as far as I'm concerned anyway. In comparison to my hat, see that? Look at the embroidery on the hat, man. See how crisp that is? See how crisp that is? In comparison to this? Yeah. And this ain't my hat. This is just a promotional hat. So this ain't a hat that I paid for. This is the free hat. And look at the crispness of the embroidery. Completely different, right? You can see that there's no higgledy piggledy business, no stitching bare out of whack or anything like that. It looks perfect. That's what we're looking for in embroidery. If these people can go to a hat company and give out free hats with an embroidered star on it and it looks like that, then I would want similar type embroidery, but here on my shirt. Like quality wise, that's what you want. You want that top level quality. You don't want no nonsense. I don't want to give out my stuff to my customers and I get returns because of quality. I can't have that. If I get returns of my stuff, it's because I messed up the order. I sent them the wrong thing. I sent them the wrong size, wrong color, whatever it is. I messed up, not quality. I don't want my customers coming back to me and being like, "Yo, Dan, not really feeling this T-shirt you sent me. You know, the embroidery's a bit whack. I mean, look at that. It's like it's all higgledy piggledy. You charge me 20 piss for this, fam. £20 for this, fam, or $20 for this. Really? $25, and embroidery's kind of out of whack. I can't be having that conversation. I won't be having that conversation. Do you know what I mean? So that's why for me it's very much a case of no, it's the quality's got to be on point. That's why every week I come up on here and I do videos for you guys. It tends to be about samples and the quality that you get back from these print on demand companies, because print on demand is what they'll sell to you as the cheapest way to start your clothing label. And it is, because you don't pay no upfront costs for getting your stock in. Um, you don't have to keep stock in your house. You don't have to pay for delivery. It's all done in one place. You just go on top of their, what's gonna call it, their online design thing, their design GUI, and then you upload your design, and then they print that you've uploaded onto a t-shirt, and then you put that t-shirt, and that t-shirt then appears in your inventory on your site. So then you don't end up having to do anything, right? It's perfect. Sounds perfect. But you need to know that the quality you're sending out is perfect, or as close to perfect as you're gonna get. It's decent quality. It's not no nonsense. You want them to make sure that when you send your product out to somebody, your product looks like the business. No one's gonna take it up, look at it, and be like, "I spent £20 on this." Like, really? Or I spent $25 on this. Like, I know they're a small company or what have you, but $25 on this. Like, look at it. Like, the print's terrible. You know what I mean? How can I be getting a free hat and the free hat's got better embroidery than a t-shirt that someone will have to pay £20 for. That can't run. Do you know what I mean? And you're more than likely not going to shop with them again. And if you want to be successful in the clothing business, it's all about return business, isn't it? It's not about the one and done. It's about they buy one and they're like, my God, this is really good quality. I love the feel of this t-shirt. I love the fabric. I love the quality of the embroidery. You know, I love what the company stands for, yada, yada, yada. Then they'll come back. Or I love the service as well. I got the t-shirt within a week of purchasing it. You know what I mean? Their customer service is on point. All these things you need to make sure you have on point, so that when you do your clothing label, you get a lot of return customers because they're like, you know what, that company's on point. I like them. You know what I mean? So that's why I do these reviews, right? Because I'm making my own clothing label, and I'm trying out all these print on demand companies for myself, and I'm letting you guys know what I think. Now, obviously, we might not all think the same, but at least you can go from a rough estimate of what this guy thinks is quality and what isn't. Because I've shown you week by week the different samples I get from different people, and I say which one looks good and which one doesn't. So then I show you, so you yourself can then be like, look at it and be like, oh, actually, yeah, I see what he's saying here. The quality on that is way better than the quality on that, and then you know what you're doing yourself when you're making your own clothing label. Stands to reason, right? So this is Printiful. As I said, not really feeling the embroidery. The print stuff is decent simply because you can print on the in label, you can print on the outside, you can print on the arms, you can print on the back. The print quality was pretty decent. This t-shirt is different from the printed t-shirt I got from them. The printed t-shirt I got from them was a Gildan 2000. That t-shirt quality felt a little bit rougher. It's supposed to be a heavyweight t-shirt, and it felt a little bit rougher. It was still see-through, despite it saying it was heavyweight, but um, it felt decent. It was quite rugged. Whereas this one's a Bella Canvas t-shirt that I got the embroidery on. Now, when you go to do embroidery on the t-shirt section in Printiful, they only give you the option of Bella Canvas and one other. Those are the only options you get. So you can't choose Gildan or anything else. No, you have. If you want to do embroidery, you can only do it in there, on those t-shirts. Now, with this t-shirt, as you can see, I showed you the size of it. This is as big as your embroidery can get. So you can only do it this size, either on the left, on your right, or in the middle. But you can't do the whole chest. That's as big a print area you get. And you can either do it on the chest, on those 3 areas on your chest, or on the back. You can't do it on any of the arms. That's it. And you can't print as well. You can't only print. It's either you choose to embroider or print, not both. So, it is what it is. I mean, I prefer if I could do both, but that's the limitation on that. That's why initially when I first started this, remember I told you I really liked applique, because you could both embroider and print. But as we later found, their quality on both of those aspects, embroidery and printing, was terrible. So we didn't use them, we threw them away. We moved over to Printiful, and I got stuff designed from private labels, so China and Pakistan. You got to see those, and the quality is way better private label. I tried, and then we came back to print on demand, and I tried Printiful. The printed t-shirts was decent, as I said, but the embroidery, I personally feel, is not up to scratch. So won't be if I was to use Printiful, I won't be using the embroidery function, simply because I like to mix embroidery and print together, and you don't get a lot of bang for your buck because you can't do that. So obviously, if someone was to buy a £25 t-shirt off me, I feel, me personally, spending £30 on a t-shirt, or £35, or even £40 on a t-shirt, and all you got on your t-shirt is just that, no other designs on the t-shirt, I'm kind of like, well, what am I paying for? Do you know what I mean? It's just, especially if it's just a cotton t-shirt, nothing special about it. I see there's designers out there like Gucci or Versace or whatever you, and they will literally sell you a t-shirt for £100, and it will have a tiny little motif here or something like that. But these guys have been in the game for like 100 years, so like, you can't really compare yourself to them. when I get to that status, when I've been in the game for like 20 years, and yeah, maybe I can do a t-shirt with just that on it and expect it to sell because people know my brand and they know who I am. So I can do that. You know, the ability is that my my brand has been around long enough that I built up that reputation that I can do that. But in the beginning, I can't do that. That's why I normally like my clothing range tends to be in the beginning at least quite bold and brash because I'm just advertising my name. Do you know what I mean? So everybody can see the name and know what it stands for. They see DYLDN and they know it's either disenfranchised youth London or it's Daniel York London. They know it's that because they so used to seeing DYLDN and seeing it spelled out on the clothing somewhere in the beginning, in the first like couple years, that when they just see DYLDN, they'll then establish that to what the brand means. And then later than that, because the logo, this logo, will be on all the clothes, later they will then associate this logo with DYLDN. And then I can start taking DYLDN off of stuff and just leaving the logo up there and everybody knowing what the logo is. And so I can go from bold and brash to just bold to something simple. That's my game plan anyway. That's how I'm aiming to do it. But yeah, this is why the t-shirt's so plain because you can't embroider and print. And for, like I said, on a review of Printiful for the embroidery function, as you saw earlier, nah, I wouldn't be using them for embroidery. Print, but not embroidery. I also said to you that I went to WC Fulfilment. That's another print on demand company, and they basically make all types of stuff: hoodies, t-shirts, jumpers, hoodie dresses, zip up hoodies, which is like a hoodie jacket, like a zip up hoodie jacket with a lining in it. So it's essentially just a jacket, and you can design the inside lining, the outside of the jumper, the inside of the hood, the outside of the hood, the inside of the pockets, even the cuffs. Like, you can design everything. And that's why I thought, you know what, let me check these guys. They're the next best things to what's it called? They're the next best thing to Applique. And so Applique's based in America, and I said I didn't like them. Printiful's based out in Europe. Weren't really feeling them. Well, I'm feeling them for the printed t-shirts, but less so for their embroidery and their hoodie. Do you remember the hoodie that I showed you before with my pattern all over it, and it had shoestring drawstrings? I weren't feeling the shoestring drawstring. I just weren't feeling that at all. I was kind of like, nah, I'm not having that. It's a pet peeve. If I'm gonna send someone a quality product, I don't want them looking at the drawstring and going, "This is just a shoelace." Do you know what I mean? Like, that's not quality for me. Like, you're looking at it and you're like, "This is a shoelace." I spent £70 for a hoodie, and it comes with a shoelace as a drawstring. Really, really, does that speak quality to you? Because it doesn't to me. Anyway, yeah, I got them. I got WC. I went to WC Fulfillment, and before I show you what I got, I'll talk to you about their design process, which I think is excellent. So, when you when you want to design something from WC Fulfillment, you attach the app to your store, your Shopify store, and when you want to design whatever it is you want to design, a t-shirt, jumper, hoodie, whatever it be, in my case, a hoodie dress, you can then download what essentially is a tech pack. Now, in the beginning of your clothing journey, you're going to find a lot of private labels or other companies asking for a tech pack. Can you send them a tech pack? And you're going to be like, what the hell is a tech pack? What is that? And all it is just a template of the hoodie. And that's what WC Fulfillment send to you, or you can download from, which is excellent, because if you try to get a tech pack online, essentially you can't get one for free unless you type in template, type in hoodie template. That's another way of getting around it. That's what I found. Hoodie template, and even their template is not as accurate as it is from WC Fulfillment. So when you get your tech pack downloaded, it allows you to design on pieces of the garment. So if it's a hoodie, they'll have the arm, So imagine, like, let me get this hoodie here so you can see what I'm talking about. So right here, you have the arm. Let's have a look. Where is it? Here's the arm. So you see the arm here? You can design on the arm, but the arm doesn't look like this on the template. It will be opened out. So instead of having a seam here, you would just see the arm as a whole cloth in its entirety. So because you see the whole arm in a cloth in its entirety, what happens is that you can design wherever you want on the hood, or what on the hood, on the arm, and then once you've designed on the arm however you want, when you upload your template back to WC Fulfillment's app site, it puts all the separate pieces of clothing together and the designs on them, and gives you a 3D representation of what the clothing would look like once put all together, which is excellent, because now you know exactly what it looks like when you've designed on it, which is awesome as far as I'm concerned. It's pretty damn awesome. So they send you a tech pack, you get to design on the tech pack, and then you get to upload it to the site, and you get to see exactly how your design would look when it's finished, which is pretty amazing. I'm not gonna say they're the best out of all the ones I've tried so far, but them and Printiful I'll put on par. I'll put WC Fulfillment a little higher, simply because the fact that they give you a free tech pack. That's why I'll put them a little bit higher. But when it comes to printing and such, well, let's get into it. Let's have a look at the hoodie dress, and you can make up your mind for yourself. Right, here is the hoodie dresses. So that's the front, that's a small, and over here is a medium, and that's the back of it. So that'll be the back, and that's the front, so you can clearly kind of see what's happening here. And get a better look. Right, now again, the pet peeve for me is the shoestring drawstring, as you can see over there. Again, very annoyed with that. Not happy with that at all. So that pet peeve of mine. They've done the same thing. Not feeling it. That, so that loses points on me for that. But and the size as well. This is a small. That just is just a simple normal hoodie for me. It's supposed to be a hoodie dress, so I thought the body would be way longer. But as you can see, that looks like a normal hoodie size. That ain't no dress. You know what I mean? Like, this girl would have to be tiny. So yeah, I don't know how small she's looking. And this is the medium here. The medium, to be honest, doesn't look that much bigger than the small, does it? I mean, it does look a little bigger, but still not big enough to be classed as a dress, in my opinion. But yeah, this is what I designed. Now, interesting fact. I asked a private label manufacturer to design this exact dress for me, and they told me that they couldn't. And the reason for that is because of this. They said they can do the print on the back and the print on the front, but they couldn't do the print inside the hood, and they couldn't do the print on the inside of the arms. Now the reason for that is because the hoodie dress when I asked them for a hoodie dress, they've already got hoodie dresses in stock. So that means it's not a cut and sew private label, because if it was cut and sew, the hoodie dress will be in pieces, or they will make it as they go along. And if you can make it as you go along, because the hoodie dress is in pieces, you can print where you like, which is why when on the temp pack, I printed here just on the inside, on that side, and on the inside on this side, which is why I'm able to give the illusion of the print just being on the inside of the arm and then just on the sides of the dress, which is not something that the private label was able to do, because the hoodie dress was already made. So it shows me that WC Fulfillment clearly make their dresses from scratch. Do you see what I'm saying? They make it from scratch. That's why they're able to print. That's why I was able to get away with making a design like that. And what's cool about them is that you can even print inside the pockets. Look at this. That's cool detailing right there. That is cool detailing, because you can really set yourself out as a brand with little stuff like that. You know what I mean? You got, how many companies do you know that the inside pockets got print as well? Not many. The pocket's just whatever color it is, but you can print inside the pocket. You've got print outside, and you've got print in the hood. Now you're gonna be like, Dan, why is the print in the pocket so small compared to the print on the outside? Now that would partly be my fault, because when you got the tech pack and you're printing, you can put whatever it is, whatever design you've got onto the part of the garment it's on, and depending on the part of the garment it's on, you can change the size of it, right? So I didn't keep the size of the print the same on certain areas, and that's why the print is on different sizes in different areas. So on the dress and the arm, the print is the same size, because when I did it on my laptop in Photoshop, I changed the size of the pattern when I was doing the pockets, because the pockets is different size from the body. So I shrunk the size of my pattern down to fit the pockets, and so the size of the pattern changed. See that? Had I left it the same size, this and this would be the same size. So that's something for you to know. So when you guys are designing using WC fulfillment, guys, that's something to know. Don't change the size of your pattern if you're using a pattern, because then it changes the size when you print it out. It's the same thing in the hood as well. So the hood's got a different size pattern as well. Another thing to note is that the dress is actually white. You're going to be like, Dan, you're crazy. No, hear me out. So the dress isn't actually black. The material of the dress is actually white. And I'll show you what I mean. So here's the medium one. Let's grab it and get nice and close to it. See, now if you look at it, you'll notice that the words aren't printed on. It's the actual dress that's been printed black, and all they've done is cut out where the color is going to be. So because I wanted the color of the writing to be white in this case, and the dress is already white, they just didn't print on that area there. But the actual dress, the whole dress, is white. And then they just left out printing on the areas. So essentially, when you wash this, you don't have to worry about the ink coming off or anything, or unless the ink comes off the whole dress. Do you see what I'm saying? Because the whole dress is printed black, and they just left out areas where it's white, where left out areas of the print where I wanted the pattern to be, or where I wanted the words to be. I mean, it looks decent. It kind of looks decent, but the only thing is that I prefer it if it was printed, simply because looking at it, although yes, it is black, it's not black, because you can clearly see that the carpet is darker than the dress. Same with the drawstrings. The drawstrings are darker than the dress as well, and you're going to be like, yeah, but Dan, it's not that bad. But let me show you. I've got a hoodie here. The material. The hoodie is actually black. The material is black. See the fluff on the inside? It's black. Outside of the material, black, right? Put that against the dress. Look at the difference. See, one is black, one is pretending to be black. You know what I mean? So, aside from that, it's not too bad. You know what I mean? It's not too bad. The size, so my main gripes are: 1, the size; 2, that shoestring for a drawstring, always hate that; and 3, it being white as opposed to the color of the material being the color of what you want it to be. So imagine if you wanted a blue hoodie dress, it would be a white dress, but they print blue on it. So you go to the inside of the dress. See, it's white on the inside. Just like, but like my hoodie's black on the inside, and on the outside it's black. You won't get a white inside hoodie if the material of the hoodie is black. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's that. But so you don't really know what the print quality is like. But what they do is they give you this little label. So that's the large there in the packaging. And what they do is they put this little label, as you can see there, the little label in there. It's a material, and the material is what the dress is made from. And as you can see, the dress is the same material is the same as the dress. It's feels the same. It's got the white on the back. This is it on the front, and this is what the print would be like. So as you can see, the print's not too great. Now you can say, oh, maybe they're not bothered about that because they're just printing on this, whatever it is, to show you what it is. And I'm like, yeah, okay, but you know, the print doesn't look too great on the white. Whether they're trying hard or not, that's not the point. Like, it's not that sharp. So I'm imagining if I had a white hoodie and they printed on the white hoodie the same words that I got written there, it might not come off too sharp. It might not come off too hot. So yeah, that's basically my review of WC Fulfilment. So yeah, that's my review of WC Fulfilment. So now you know that WC Fulfilment, would I use them? Yes, I would. Mainly in terms of what you're able to do. So depending on what I design, maybe not hoodie dresses because I'm not sure about the sizing. Because like I said, the sizing's crazy. That medium looks tiny to me. I'm gonna put it on my daughter and see how she fills it out. Because imagine, like, say even if you looked at the body and you think, oh, the body is quite long. If you've got a decent sized chest, then that pulls the dress up. If you've got a decent sized bum, then that pulls the dress up. So now you're just dealing with where's the bottom of the dress supposed to be? It's supposed to be mid thigh, but if you've got all these extra things going, you got decent sized hips, you got decent sized thighs. That's riding all the way up. Like, that's not really a hoodie dress in my term, in my thought process anyway. But yeah, so we're gonna check out the size on it. We're gonna check out the size. We're gonna check out. Well, I know if I wash it, it will come out fine. So I know washing it won't be a problem. But I'm gonna check out other items on there. I don't think you can print in WC Fulfilment. I'm not print. I mean, I don't think you can embroider on WC Fulfilment. But from what I've seen on the print, it's pretty decent. You know, apart from getting that shoestring, drawstring the hell up out of there. The other issue I had with them was how long it took to get delivered. They said it got shipped out on the 13th of March. It's now the 25th of March. So that's like 2 weeks before it saw my house from the date it got shipped. That's kind of long. Not really feeling that. I know most customers, I mean, that's the very limit of what they'll wait for something. Do you know what I mean? Any longer and they'll be like, you know what, F this, man, I don't want it. It's taking too long. Do you know what I mean? Imagine you want something, you want it by next week, you don't want it 2 weeks later. And 2 weeks, if you did have to wait another week, that is the limit of what you would wait. If any longer, and you'd be like, get the hell up out of here. So that's another thing. I think I'll try and get one more thing from them sample wise to see if they do embroidery, 1, and 2 to see if the shipping time will be a little bit quicker the second time around. But other than that, would I use them? Yeah, I would use them. I think they're a decent company. Probably not for hoodies because I don't like the drawstring business. It has to be a decent drawstring. But the fact that you can print on the inside of your hoodie, if it's a zip hoodie and it's a zip hoodie coat, the fact that you can print on the inside of the zip hoodie coat, that's amazing. So you imagine you can make any pattern you want for the inside, and then you can have a different thing going on the outside of the coat. As far as I'm concerned, that's a win for me. So yeah, I might use them for that. So that's my review of WC Fulfilment and Printiful. Hopefully you find this interesting. Hopefully you find it useful for you new clothing designers that are trying to make their own brand and do their own thing and wanted to find out what it was like with these print on demand companies. I'm showing you as I'm doing it myself. Hopefully, when you see this video in a year's time or 2 years' time, or whenever you see it and you're like, it's good to know. Now I know whether I can go print on demand or if I should go private label. Me personally, from my own experience of what I'm witnessing so far, private label every time. It's cheaper and better quality by far. That's what I've noticed. Cheaper and better quality by far. By far. So yeah, I would always go with print on private label. Um but these print WC fulfillment for print on demand company, they're the ones winning for me at the minute. Those other guys, they're way behind. They're way behind. But yeah, if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so that every week I'm gonna try and drop a new video so you guys know what's happening out, what I'm doing with my clothing label. I'll give you tips and on how to progress with your clothing label, what works, what doesn't. Next week should be interesting. I should be getting my I should be getting my full drops from my Pakistani manufacturer. Should be interesting. So, because I'm getting my full drops now, I have to sell those, right? So I'm going to put them on my site and I'm going to be doing a marketing plan around that. So I'll be doing word of mouth, friends and family, and an online marketing campaign to try and shift these clothes. And I will show you what marketing campaign strategies that I'm going to use to help me sell the clothes. That's also just as important as the quality of your clothes. So make sure you tune in next week for that and see how I get along with that. Yeah, that's it. All right, signing out. Peace out, YouTube, and have a good one. See you next week.